I know I didn't announce this thing yet. Right now I'm trying to restream my audio to something really stupid, and it really confuses me. Because every now and then it doesn't actually let me pull up the key for the last stream. So then, on days like that, we don't even get the closed captions. We don't get anything. So bear with me, okay, as we get ready for today. I feel a little bit better than yesterday. But it turned out, of course, my feelings of upsetness were with reason because of the fact of finding out that people just really did some horrible stuff to each other. It just really angers me. But yeah, it just it just disgusts me. I mean, to think that we have lived in a culture of where we think it's okay to kill people. Just tells you just how bad humanity's become. How you doing there now? Right now I'm in the process of getting things ready. Unfortunately, we don't have the closed options on. We do need to get those going. Unfortunately, because of the way the system works, I can't turn on the closed captions until later. Yeah, I'm glad to know you're doing good. So the question that came up is, what's the story with Ernie Shell's channel? Is he more of his visitors going to come today or not? I don't know. And I say that because they're not contracted to come. In other words, they're not obligated to come. But I'm hoping they will come. Because I want to talk to the people and, discuss things. And so I'm trying to get ready right now. Just, I didn't even check my email yet. So, I mean, I did check some of it. I didn't get through all of it. So, it's bad enough that there's no closed captions on. So, the fact of the matter is, for people who have hearing loss, the lack of closed captions is a serious whoopsie. Allow me to explain why. Well, let's discuss some things. That's what we're going to do. Let's start by going to Discord and announce the stream out, and then get that ready to go, and then, because I got up a little later, and not too late, but I was talking to Ed a little bit this morning, so that was why I'm a little late. Plus, I ate breakfast later for that reason. So, okay, so today's weather is going to be like yesterday's. It's not going to be really hot. It's just going to be kind of, cooler, in the upper 20s, mid 80s, not too bad there. So it's going to be sunny today. Tomorrow, Krista wants to come hang out here. So more than likely, we will have a morning show with Krista, probably on the back porch. So Krista will be here on the back porch with me on the morning show. And the reason we're going to do it on the porch is because, we can do it in the studio too. It doesn't really matter. It's just that the studio is it's a lot warmer, and so, but in the studio anyway. We still can't hear the she can't hear the people talking, unfortunately, in the panel. Let's see what we're gonna do. Oh yes, open Discord. Oops, sorry, wrong program. Okay. Right now we're seeing good stream data. We're not getting the disco ball of death on OBS right now, which is great. Also, the upcoming situation with the yeah, it is a nice day here. I agree. It's not too bad. Today is gonna be a good day to get out there and do something productive. So whatever you're gonna do, this is gonna be a good day to do it. Okay. And let's see. I got a new top on. Well, not new, but clean top. Any messages from me? Nothing. They haven't sent. Yeah. So anyway, like I said, yesterday I was just very upset, and I really, really felt terrible, and I didn't feel good at all emotionally because of the situation going on with the craziness in the world, and I kind of made everybody feel bad, and I'm sorry about that. But like I said, it's just terrible stuff to keep hearing all this horrible things in the news about people doing atrocities on people. It just really wears you down after so long. You just really wonder what the heck has happened to humanity, that we've turned into such savages. And it is a real thing. It is a real concern, because I do wonder, why did human beings ever decide to become such savages? Where we're actually going out there and taking a special day of the year and turning into something completely unacceptable. I don't understand. And that's the reason why I got extremely upset. Because of that reason, that I felt that it was just disgusting what has been happening to humanity in the last few years in this country. Never mind the world. The world has got its own problems, but it seems that the United States, where I live, is not the same country I grew up with as a young girl at all. It's a completely different environment. Well, for example, summer, when I was a young girl, even at 10, of course you're a kid. Remember, keep this in mind. You're talking from a kid's world. For example, 1978, you'd be watching cartoons on Saturday morning. You'd be, let's see, it was 78, I was what, third grade, I think? Yeah, I think it was third grade, maybe fourth grade. Anyway, it doesn't matter. And the thing is that your life was simple, okay? You lived in an apartment complex with your parents. Ice cream truck would come by, ice cream man would come by every around 11:30ish on Saturday. You would be watching your Hanna-Barbera cartoons on your 3 local TV channels on ABC, NBC, and CBS, and then of course by the time the ice cream man shows up, and you got about 30 minutes before golf starts on CBS, and so you know that once golf starts, kid time is over. Now it's mom and dad time, and I hated golf, so I couldn't care less about golf. Or sometimes you may be lucky to catch NASCAR. World of Sports at ABC wasn't half bad. I didn't mind that series. It was kind of fun stuff on ABC World of Sports. But the thing is that now compared to today's kids, Today's kids do not know the simple pleasure of being able to sleep in, going downstairs, pour yourself a bowl of your favorite cereal and milk, sit in front of the TV on the weekend and watch cartoons. All today's kids do is they're probably watching Cartoon Network on their phones, and at the same time flipping back and forth between Cartoon Network and dialogues to their friends on other social media networks. Completely different environment than what I grew up with when we didn't even have social media in that form. The closest thing we had to social media would be is you would meet your friends, and they meet you, you can hang out at your house, hang out at their house, or sometimes you might just go ahead and have a pen pal if he's out of your area. Because even long distance phone calls were expensive back then. It was like something like 86 cents a minute to call out of state. And so people didn't really do a lot of calling out of state. They didn't have a reason to because it was too expensive. And no. Anyway, how you doing, Wesley? So that was our world was very different. And then Sundays we would go to mass, and then and that would be fun, go to mass or go to Sunday school, whichever one. Actually, I was a Protestant child, so originally before I became a Catholic through RCIA as an adult Catholic convert. But the thing would do is I'd go to Sunday school with my sister and my brother. We would then, enjoy that, and then we'd have the Sunday afternoon movie, and we would watch that because my dad liked to watch movies, and they were free on TV, so we didn't have to worry about buying tickets for a movie theater because he liked to smoke, and guess what? They couldn't smoke in the movie theater, so. And the drive-in was closed in the daytime anyway, so figured watch a free movie on TV, and that's what we did. It was a completely different time than today. I wish today's kids could experience some of our life back then because it was different. It was better in some ways and it was worse in others. The fact of the matter is it was worse because we didn't have as many people to hang out with it. You had, your friends, your family. That was about it. Immediate friends and family. And then if you had any long-distance friends, well, then you wrote letters to each other. But you didn't really get a chance to always meet up with your long-distance friends. Very different situation. Very different. I don't think today's kids could handle that, honestly, because number one, when I grew up, we did not have touch-tone phone. We had rotary dial phones. And I think most today's kids, if I threw them in the past, kind of like that 70s house did on MTV, a lot of them have no idea what a rotary dial phone was. Okay? They had no idea. And they just didn't know. Of course, growing up, seeing touch-tone phone on TV, but not having touch-tone phone. We just had a rotary dial, of course. I knew how the touch-tone worked, but I didn't actually have access with touch-tone phones until I started, going outside of my hometown and seeing touch-tone phones in the bigger cities. Like in payphones, for example. I still admit that it still interests me, even to this day, how touch-tone work is done versus rotary dial, which is basically pulses of ones and zeros going through the phone line. Now, I don't really think about it, but in a way, touch-tone phone is a form of a digital interface. Bulletin boards, whereas in the 80s, 90s, bulletin boards became a thing. I mean, they already had big dial-up services like CompuServe, The Source, Genie, things like that. But it was through the power of the bulletin board and the modem that you could actually call into somebody's computer and access information. And we used to use FidoNet to send messages throughout the world on the FidoNet BBSs. I ran a couple FidoNet boards. In fact, my FidoNet node name was 1:142:7176. Was one of them. My IP addresses for FidoNet. Well, it's not really an IP address; it's a node number. But that was I ran several bulletin boards from RI BBS to Access Color BBS on a tinted color computer, to remote access, sync on Linux, Maximus, Opus, using different front door and Binkley term as the front end. And that was the way we used to do it back then. And everything was connected by phone wires. So you would, you could only, most people could only afford to have one data line. They couldn't afford to buy multiple packages of data lines. So everybody understood that you have a single person calling your bulletin board. Sure, some of the really big boards would have more than one phone line, but they were pretty rare, and they usually were not free. Houndshaven Infonet was one of the ones in the later part of the 1990s that had multiple phone lines going into it, and it was mostly a subscription board. So, interesting thing to think about, different software, things, how we did things. Now, food back in, one of the things too is an 80s kid, or 1970s kid. I was born in the 80s, 1968, so 1970, let's stick with 1970s. Disco was in. Okay, disco was a thing. Disco radio was cool, man. People listened to disco tunes, all kinds of disco music. It was groovy. Also, I listened to things like Paul Chapman and let's see there, James Taylor, and of course Carole King, all that stuff. It was just a different time. It was when the world was nicer. It seemed like the world was nicer then. Please, I'm not going to cause... I am not going to do that. No. You don't mess with around with hexes. And you don't mess around with curses. And you sure the hell don't mess around with jinxes. Okay? Now, remember the way I told you about the rule of ready. Okay? Basically, it comes down to the part of the rule of ready that applies here is this. If you do harm to somebody, you're going to get 3 times the harm back. Okay? For example, I made Soup Kitchen Pete fall on ice. And unfortunately, he's supposed to be perished. Right? We say supposed to because we don't even know if this guy's real. But the thing is, what happened to me? I slipped on ice and broke my kneecap. The only icy entire on road I was living on. I happened to hit it just wrong. Okay? On December 6th, 2019. So you see, you don't do curses or hexes or jinxes because they're going to come right back and bite you in the ass. Hey, stay away from that. I rather wish people good luck and want them to be happy with their lives and to be the best they can be. I don't know who the hell this person is. But the answer is a resounding no. No, get out of here. How you doing, Skynet? Well, I'm hoping that some more people come on the morning show today. It is 2 days after July 4th. And maybe today we'll have more people visiting the show. So far, it looks like the regular crew. It doesn't look like there's anybody new here. I wonder why that is. Where is everybody? Now, I only temporarily banned that person because I want them to understand that I'm not going to wish harm upon anybody. This friggin' world is crazy enough. Alright, so let's start by getting up the other thing today. Yeah, let's get some of the other things up today. I bet you anything, if you were to ask any of the youngsters today if they ever experienced Saturday morning cartoons like we did as kids, I think most of them would have no idea what that was like. Majority of the people did not have VCRs. So you weren't going to videotape your cartoons and watch them later. Although if I had a VCR, I probably would have done that. Because then I could have basically, instead of watching golf, I could have still slept in late, and then I still could have videotaped all my cartoons. But that means I'd have to be running 3 or 4 VCRs because I used to watch cartoons mostly on CBS, but I would watch them on NBC and ABC also. Yeah, that was a series that doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, that was a thing, you know. USA Cartoon Express, which later became Cartoon Network, kind of took over that. But it's kind of interesting to think about when you think about it. Copy. I'll turn my fan on here. Let's get some breeze going. It's a little stuffy. So, there we go. With the headphones on, too. Okay. Yeah, so cartoons were, were a big part of my life as a kid. I think they were a big part of a lot of people's lives as a kids. I just always enjoyed them. I mean, I would jump between all the cartoon channels as a kid, on CBS, NBC, and ABC. I mean, I used to watch Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels. That was pretty cool. Archie Andrews, Comedy Hour, Sabrina and Teenage Witch. Laverne and Shirley, the cartoon, which was pretty cool. Oddballs. I had a chance to watch some of the oddball episodes that were still on YouTube. It was kind of funny watching some of the old episodes. You didn't hear about the kind of crap you hear today. You didn't have the kind of BS with people killing each other. It just wasn't a regular thing. However, back in the 1970s, the world economically was a lot better off than it is now. Things were economically a lot better up until about 1973, 74, when the oil embargo came in, which sent the prices of oil high enough at that time that people really were afraid that they weren't going to have enough, money for fuel. I mean, you're going from gasoline at 25 cents a gallon to like 65, 70 cents a gallon. Back then that was quite a bit, considering the cost of living was lower than today. Okay, the average take-home pay was a lot lower than today. So the today's people don't have an idea what that's like. Oh yeah, we didn't have, as I said, microwave. We mentioned VCRs. I should mention microwave ovens too, because microwave ovens was also not a staple in most homes. Most people did not have a microwave. The well-to-do families could afford them in our radar range, but the average family just didn't have one. They were just too expensive. Okay. Yeah, but it's still a rarity though. I mean, wasn't a regular thing back in that time. I mean, today, all the amounts of shootings and stuff that you see today would probably be in one day, would probably be what they would probably experience in a year. Okay, that's what I mean. It's not like an everyday thing. Gas shortage and the fact that cars only were getting 10 miles a gallon, 10 gallons isn't good for. No. But I wonder, honestly, what would happen if we could somehow, I don't know, go back to the future sort of thing where we go back and tell the people in 1976, you think your price of gas is expensive now. You're wait till you hit to year 2022. Price of gas will be like $5 a gallon. And basically people will be saying, that's rich man's prices. Which would be about right. How you doing, Johnny? Guy kills family members and then kills random others. I don't know. That'd be interesting. Or worse, imagine take a family from 1976 and transport them to 2022. All the things that they were probably familiar with still exist. Okay, shag rugs are kind of back again. TV is flatter, skinnier, and lighter and cooler because a lot of TVs back in the 1970s were still using tubes in solid state together. Okay? Telephones, landlines were pretty much not a thing anymore now. But back then, almost everybody's house had a phone that was physically wired to the wall, to the central office. Really important to keep that in mind. How much that's changed. Now, though I probably would be wondering where's the fondue pot for the party, which theoretically still technically exists. It just that we don't really buy them as much anymore. Or younger ones might say, where's my marathon candy bar? Which marathon candy bar was 1977-78 candy bar. It was supposed to be really long. It was actually had a ruler on the side of the package so you could measure it. I don't know what the price of it is now, or for the youngsters trying to decide where to buy the comic books to find out that they can't even buy comic books. I want to see when I was a kid, you could buy comic books almost everywhere, especially Archie Andrews was common. Pharmacy that used to live nearby me, and when I was living in New Hartford, I carried Richie Rich comics. Just really different. I'm doing fine. Rusty, what are you doing? Yeah. Cat wants attention. Will you stop chewing on my cord? I keep your teeth in good shape, don't you? Nah. Alright, give me a minute to set up. Come on, move your butt. I gotta get... I fed you this morning. I give you fresh water, too. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can sit up here so I can get the kitty cam up. Because he wants his attention. Get the kitty cam up. Trying to say hello to all of you. Come on. So, that's the way it was done back then. Yeah, I know you can buy comic books online. But first, back when I was a kid, you take your 35-cent allowance, you buy a Richie Rich comic book for 1978, and then you basically would enjoy it. It would be like, what? Maybe 10, 20 pages of comic strips, comic books, and that was it. And that was always special to me. But, yeah, today's kids don't really know but back then, for 35-cent allowance, you could get at least a comic book anyway. And what are you doing, Rusty? And of course, let's not forget the kids' toys. Oh my goodness. Kids' toys back in the 70s. Okay, except for things like lawn darts, which I didn't like lawn darts. Come on, Rusty. Come on. Lawn darts were the scariest things. Most of the kids' toys are still made. Light Bright. Light Bright is still cool. When I used to see it as a kid on the, cartoon showing you put these pegs in the hole and they glow. By today's best standards, it's hard to believe, but it was actually a pretty cool thing. He's not a nasty guy. He just wants to be friendly there, right? He's just attention hog. Yeah. He didn't pass away, Skunk Ape. It was Sherry Heaton's husband that passed away. You know, Sherry Heaton, her husband passed away, not Ed. I have no idea what the hell that means, trombone. No, he did not pass away. Stop being stupid. If he had, I would have told you. It was Sherry Heaton's husband that died. Nobody knows exactly why Sean died. Not Ed. A man named Sean. Johnny, Ed never died. He's still alive. He's still in the bedroom. Still using his term on the bed right now, taking a nap. Okay. No, he didn't die. I just talked to Ed this morning, guys. He's fine. So that's what we're going to have a discussion about. Seems pathetic. Like a waste of time. Alright, so let me take a quick look at the Discord of GoGo and see if there's anything going on in Discord here I need to address. Butter said things are getting weird. I don't know what that means. Yeah. Is Bert or Ernie's crew joining? I don't know who Bert is. I don't know if Ernie's people are coming or not. They might. They may not. I don't know. Because he schedules the show before I do, and then they come on his channel. I don't understand what caused him to fall down. When he got to the hospital, he had no brain activity. They kept him on the ventilator long enough to everybody in the family who wanted to say goodbye. I don't know. I probably won't know until they do an autopsy, if the family decides to go through that much work. You know, it was an interesting video covered by another YouTuber. he talked about some of the communities on YouTube. The video is in my Discord if you want to watch it. And he talks about how the troll communities tend to have their headquarters on Discord. Which is kind of not surprising, but it also is kind of surprising, considering the fact is that they're using alternative media sources, or they plan their mass, reportings and all that. But that doesn't necessarily surprise me, because you have to understand that the troll communities, well, they're trolls, right? That's what they do for a living. And these underwears got rips in them. Oh, yeah, I gotta replace these underwears. So how you doing, Tiger Kitty? Yeah, it still exists. Now what I should do is let me go ahead and put a new pair of underwears, because these are old underwears that are starting to rip in the crotch. Let me just go get some new ones. I'll be right back. Because I don't think these are bleach damage, but I don't know. Thank goodness you got tons of underwear, because I bought more of them. Alright, so I don't like having ripped underwear. Alright, so now the underwear actually just ripped right in the crotch area, so I don't think it was necessarily from any chemicals. I just think it was just there were older underwears that just basically yeah. And of course this t-shirt is a little small, and It's a little snug, so it keeps rolling up on me. No, nothing like that. All right, so let's see. Right now we got 15 people on. I'm sure we'll see some of the other Ernie's people coming in. Wings of the Fourth Reich playing for us pimps. A banana hammock. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Well, $16 people live in lakes. Not everybody's getting riches. No, not yet. I still have it. I still gotta go online to the page to download the PDF form, fill it out. Which it's kind of funny when you think about it. Which is kind of related to what that lady said about people with autistic spectrum tend to die at 58 on average. I wonder. Yeah. Because at the time we thought there was too many mods, and there still is too many mods. What, you want to stab your car? That's why Michelle broke her kneecap, guys. Yeah. You need to complete the will and file it, also don't. Yeah, well, that's what me and Krista can talk about tomorrow morning. I never talked to her about being an executor of my estate. I need to ask her if she would do that. I can't just go ahead and just throw it in her face and say, "Oh, you're executor of my estate. Sorry, surprise." With 132 subs shut down. Yeah, that's something that this other guy was talking about butter. Did you see the video I sent you from the other guy who pointed out about the people that are the trolls that are using Discord to run a troll HQ? Charlotte, something, or Camelot something is his name. It's up to Butter if he wants it back. Oh, it's this crap. Okay, Butter, I'll give you the wrench so you don't get booted by some other zealous nut. Too many duplicates. Noodles, you ain't allowed to earn these shells no more. How does it feel, bitch? I ruined everything for you. Wait, so the question is which Butter is this one? You wondering that question too? Yeah. Yeah. They're the bulliers. Yeah, that's what the video was about. Yes, he is a jerk. Well, I can show you some of that video because it would be, I think, informative and educational. But I'm going to be honest, because I didn't ask for permission from the content, I can't really play it. I would love to, but it's kind of runs a little on the long side. Basically, what he gets at is there are these trolling communities that have their headquarters in Discord. That's where they plan how they're going to attack other channels. They're the ones that say, if you use Super Chat, you're e-begging and all that. He talked about e-begging vaguely, explaining that e-begging is not what the average YouTuber does. E-beggars are ones that say, like, pay me $5 or I end the stream now, to things like that. I don't do that. And I said there is a difference. Yeah, do that, Potter. Just watch that video. Make sure to watch that video. I sent it in the group, me, you, and Krista, and Tiger Kitty, so that you could see the video there. It's actually also in the news chat area, because I want people to understand that this is a bigger channel that is pointing out the problems that are going on with YouTube and the trolls. You know, Rusty was here earlier. I said, oh, the paperwork, the will I gave her. Now I gotta find out which bag it's in. Oh, Lord. It's in the same bag as all the candles and stuff. Yeah, I know. I gotta go dig in the storage, or in the closet to find it, Krista, but we do have it in the house. Yeah, I'll work on it. I don't even have a prepaid funeral contract yet either. And since I'm going to be doing green burial and it's going to be a closed casket, it's not even going to be a casket. I don't even want to do a casket. I just basically just want to go right from deathbed to gravesite. Boom. Problem solved. No embalming fluid. No need to stitch my mouth closed. None of that crap. It's hard to believe that they actually do that. They stitch your mouth shut. I understand the reason why, but honestly, why would you want to stitch a person's mouth shut? And there's any other better way of doing it. Anyway, that I'm not going to be going through embalming and all that stuff. I'm just going to be basically wrapped up in a piece of cloth, thrown in the ground. Problem solved. Quick and dirty. Dirty deeds done dirt cheap. Yeah, I know they do. Well, wait, it doesn't surprise me. But then again, like I said, when I die, we're not even going to rent a casket. We're just going to go ahead straight, have a simple little memorial. Maybe have a DJ, have a small, simple little party, some dancing. You know, maybe put in a couple of my shows. Probably play I Am Snow Queen a few times. The memorial service. No, I'm sorry, I don't want to become a burnt pot roast. I'm just going to be placed in the ground, allowed to turn into compost, and return my nutrients to soil. That's what I'm going to do. He did not ask that question. I don't know who's going to get the hit. I don't know who's going to get the stuff. I was thinking about probably setting up a foundation or something as a trust to encourage youngsters to get into social media. These headphones and stuff will probably end up as part of a museum. After all, you have presidential museums, why there shouldn't be a Snow Queen museum? Not just of me, but also of all the other Snow Queens, both in literal, in factual history, and literary history. I mean, Hans Christian Andersen creating the story of the Snow Queen did have an impact on a lot of people, not just me. So I think it would be interesting to have a museum for that reason. But this ended up in the tip. No. The funeral, I already have a prepaid funeral contract. They have to abide by it. That's why I need to talk to the Mahoney Funeral Home in Winsted and see what they say. And see if we can arrange to get into a green burial preserve. I'm sure people will remember me. I don't deny that. But I just don't want people to, look at me as something like infamy. I mean, some people in the end of Michael Jackson's career never got over the false sexual allegations about children and all that, and the missing white glove and all that. But the thing is I want people to realize that deep down, I'm what they call a philanthropist. I really would like to see people get to know me, a way to remember my past, my legacy, what I've done for the community at large. I saw Paul a little earlier. No. He said he just wants to be just basically thrown into a big fire pit and burned. I'm like, I said, that's kind of sad. He said, sure, I'd like to give my trains to my grandkids. I said, well, if you want to give your trains to your grandkids, then, again, you gotta need to write a will. So you gotta go get that will PDF from the company, fill it out. No, I'm just going to be placed in a burial preserve, and that's it. To the ground, ye shall return. Just wrap me up in a burlap sack, and then place me in the ground, then fill in the hole when you're done. I don't know. I know that I'm waiting for the rapture, but I know that the rapture doesn't necessarily mean it's going to happen next year or anything. Which is another interesting question I want to talk to you evangelicals about. The evangelicals often talk about the coming times. They talk about it a lot. One question I have never heard too much about evangelicals talking about is, what about when you're right now, while you're waiting for him to come? Are you living as Jesus taught in the Sermon on the Mount? Because I know that some are very, very Bible aware, and there's some that just don't. I know there's some Catholics that are in the same boat. So, how do you live your lives? I mean, do you live like Jesus taught in the Sermon on the Mount, or do you totally just throw his word, wisdoms, and stuff into the garbage can every day but Sunday when you go to church? I always wondered that. I'd be basically compost by that time. That's one thing about the burial preserve in Newfield, New York. They don't have tombstones. They do not have tombstones. It's that simple. They wrap you in a piece of burlap sack, and then they just place you into a hole in the ground, and that's it. Or you might have a casket made out of cardboard, and then they place you in the ground with a marker RFID tag so that someone could find your corpse later if they really need to. Hi, Bergs, how you doing? In this crazy age with costs for funerals, trust me, you gotta save money somewhere. I don't know, probably would do a live stream. May not be very happy live stream, but there would probably still be a live stream. Because you have to understand that this is the main show, you know. By the way, the good news is the internet is not messing up today. Stan says you haven't made any arrangements for cremation or burial. Yes, I know. Yeah, just a simple burial. A green burial. I'll mention that special instructions, trust me. I don't have a living will either. It's another kind of will. I don't have a living will either. You could take the title, this your will and testament, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's a little depressing, but Tiger Kenny, it is something that does have to get dealt with sometime. But at least I don't have to worry about being just in the ground as compost, because my soul will be free to go to my next life plan. Remember, we've already prepared a life chart for the next life. It would be separate people, but still friends. Yeah. Oh, I don't know, guys. Sex is a lightning bolt on YouTube. It just gets people upset, worked up about sex. It just YouTube takes a really strange view on that topic. Okay. Okay. Oh, like I said, tomorrow, Krista and I will be doing a show on the porch. So, we're going to be doing some fun stuff on the porch tomorrow. Okay, I mean, not really that fun, but we'll be on the porch anyway. Oh. And, I don't know, Brooks has only been here for a while. No more wrenches. Holy crap. So anyway, like I said, I have my life chart planned for my next life. Lummy wrote hers too. We're not gonna be together. We're gonna be separate people. With separate lives, but we're gonna be friends anyway. Guys, I told you we're not gonna have any more excessive wrenching. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because there's so much trouble that happens with too many wrenches. We have the same problem with Discord too. Probably not. It's Wednesday. We didn't have a night show last night either because nobody wanted to play World of Warcraft. I was so tired and depressed yesterday, I just needed to sleep in and try to recover my spirit. Why don't you talk to Ernie about it? You know more about it than me. I'm sure he would bring it up if his mods do watch the show. No, to both. That's a Freightliner truck that's just driving by here. Get out here and sell those gold cases. I'm sure by now somebody would know something about who the person is. That's all I know. How you doing, Snark? Sister, how's it going? Yeah, I slept better. I took a nap in the afternoon. And I fell asleep with the question in my mind, which I asked Mother God. I said, why is the world going so crazy? She said to me that the world's gone crazy because people have lost their moral guidance that helps to keep the world sane. Right, thank you. Well, first of all, I could do a quick tarot reading anyway. I want to know if my cards are buried in here. Is what's the story with Oh, I can pull an oracle card out. I got the oracle cards. The other ones are in here. I guess I gotta find them. They're here. Oh. Alright, so let's get this. Library Observer. Alright, let's get some tarot up. It's no big deal. Let's start with. Oh, I don't know. Let's try to start with something simple. I don't usually do morning tarots. I do sometimes, but let's see. These are wild cards. I don't want to use the wild cards. It just confuses everybody when I do that. Okay. Mother God, Father God, Angel, Spirit Guides. I ask you today to answer some simple questions. Let's see. What is today going to be for the large majority of my audience? How will my audience feel today? Okay, 3-card spread. No reversals, no wild cards. Keep it simple, please. Okay, get the 4 of Cups. So a lot of apathy today. You got the 9 of Wands. Page of Swords. I think there's one more. Let's throw one more out. And the High Priestess. Okay. This is a general reading. Now, this is almost like apathy. It's like she's saying there's another cup coming our way. She's like, yeah, big deal. She's not really impressed by those cups. She's like, she doesn't really... maybe that's the way my audience feel about my show. Big deal. Yeah. Wariness, apathy, detachment. Okay. Then you got the 9 of Wands. Okay, 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands is perseverance, defense, recovery. Somebody's going to be doing some recovery of some sort. I don't know what it's on, but they're going to recover. And then, of course, we have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a confident young man who thrives in physical challenges, diligence, and agility. The last card we have is the High Priestess, number 2. Which is wisdom, uncommon sense of knowledge, common sense, knowledge, enlightenment, and intuition and comprehension. Okay, now I think I understand where we stand here. Some of you guys, maybe because of the 4th holiday, you guys are tired, you're worn out, some of you are bored, okay? And you have a sense of apathy. But that's going to start to change as you work on your defense and rebuilding your strength. Now, you can see in the cards that the person is placing the wands into the ground behind them, making like a stockade fence. So they're refortifying themselves. The Page of Swords is a young man who is going out again, recovering his strength, is rebuilding his spirit, because it's an air sign, okay, or sword to air signs. And which makes sense because when you have this card here with the High Priestess, that person is going to continue to learn, grow, and be successful, like reinvigorated, because this is reading for one day. Doesn't mean that tomorrow's reading is going to be the same. Because it probably more than likely will not be. Every day is a new challenge in life. And so, yeah. Every day is different. There's no 2 days the same. Okay. Let's see. I got a generic question to ask the deck. Although it is kind of specific, but it's... What does Ernie Shell's audience think of this channel? Clearly, this is not a true crime channel. What does Ernie Shell's audience think of this channel? Okay. Does Ernie Shell's audience think of this channel? Alright. 3 card spread, no reversals. The devil. Justice. 2 major arcana here. 7 of Wands. I think there's a 4th card. Yes, there is. The 7 of Pentacles. Let's start with the Devil card. Kind of looks like noodles, doesn't it? It's a card of Capricorn, by the way. Okay. And the Devil card is number 15. Yeah, this book, I need this book a lot. I'm getting better at memorizing them. Ignorance, submission, illusion, force, obsession, bondage. The Strength card, or Justice card, is 11. Is equality, righteous, probity, balance. So, it's funny that the 2 cards show up right next to each other because I wonder what that means. The 7 of Wands. Seven of Wands is courage, advantage, higher ground. Okay, so courage, advantage, higher ground. And the last one is the 7 of Pentacles. Well, I'll tell you right now, looking at the lady in the 7 of Pentacles, she don't look too happy. Harvest, profit, rewards, accomplishments. Yeah. But why does she look like she's got some other facial expression on her face? If it's profits and accomplishments, why does she look, I don't know, like she's not happy with what she's achieved? I think the way I could read this is not so much as a sequence of cards in order, because the fact is we have a large audience of people we're talking about that was on this show. Some see the show as something from the devil, okay? Because the Noodles was on that chat when I was on there, and he was trying to push his agenda. And people then saw all the trolls on my channel and all the damage that some of them are doing. So some of them might see this channel as double fodder. Others are seeing that this channel is a good channel, brings justice and peace to the world, and tries to provide an open-minded feeling. So again, there's some that see this channel almost as the justice card. Some think I have courage and strength to continue to support and go through this every day of the week, Monday through Saturday, doing content despite the adversity, despite the hardships. And some see this channel as a way to make a small basic living and small income source. But I think these two cards could be read as a story together, as you have to take courage and enthusiasm to achieve the second one, which is the Seven of Pentacles. That makes sense. You can't really say the channel can be totally just money, because it's not. The channel is not just money. And if you look at the bottom of the deck, I just having to pull this up here, you see Eight of Swords there. You can see the woman is wrapped up, blindfolded, and the swords are poking her. I think some people see this channel almost as a form of self-abuse. Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. But I don't think the channel was intended to be that way. It just ended up becoming that way. Okay, I don't know. You just take the cards with it, reading as best you can. And, let's see. Let's pull up an oracle card. I only have 40 cards in the oracle deck, so I don't even really have to shuffle them because there really isn't anything to really shuffle. I could just randomly grab one out of the deck, and it doesn't matter. Really, I only got 40 cards anyway. I got eggshell, fertility, and healing. Eggshell. That's IXCHEL. Fertility and healing. Number 16. Okay, number 16, fertility and healing. I need to get some more cards soon. Just it's an interesting name. I never heard of a name like that before. Okay. Connect with your feminine energy to develop your initiative power for healing. Be open to the divine and the sacred gift of energy and natural healing. The laying of hands, Reiki, energy medicine, chakra cleansing, whatever you choose to call it. Connect to this energy to heal yourself and others. Practice and experience the magical healing gifts of plant medicine, essential oils, shamanic ceremonies, crystals, and more. Okay. Well, I think that's interesting. Because I want to talk about something which is kind of along the same lines, is that by my nature I've always been kind of a bit of a druid. I've always liked trees. I always liked forests. I know that not all trees are safe trees, but they're still pretty good trees. Amen to strength. The Bruce Show, I watch you cut the grass. No pain, no gain. Can you stop me? That's... George Guidestones destroyed. Okay, the Georgia Guidestones were destroyed. Okay, who destroyed them? Did the community finally just say enough of them? Or was it an act of vandalism? See, I have someone drive for her. How you doing, JoJo? So who destroyed the Georgia Guidestones? Was that vandals, or was that by the town's decree? What's he saying? Close to killing women. Yeah, okay. Pepper spray may not be a bad idea anyway. Because you can use it on bears. Because I am located to the countryside, we do get bears around here. Someone had enough of the population plan. Well, okay, that would make sense. So what does Stan say? I didn't read to watch the video. I don't know. I mean, I think it was put up by the Rosicrucians. So I think that the Georgia Guidestones. I read the Guidestones. Yeah, I read them. I know what they say about the population of the Earth, especially. We attain a world population no more than 950 million people. Well, that means about where is the other 10 billion people gonna go? Okay, that's the reality. The Georgia Guidestone says maintain the world population under 950 million people, but it doesn't tell you what's going to happen to the other 10 billion people of the earth. But as we see what's going on with BlackRock, and how much BlackRock has taken over the American economy, American businesses, and things like that, it's very easy to see how this depopulation agenda could come to pass. You can't afford to buy a rented apartment because BlackRock's your landlord. Guess what? You're homeless. You're going to freeze to death. Now, we already know we are, but the thing is that people are rightfully sick of it. You know, and as far as going out at night, I really don't go out at night if I can avoid it. Because there are wild animals and stuff out there, and even if they are humanoid animals, but they are still animals, and... Oh yeah, I know. I think Guidestones have security. They have cameras watching them and everything. Question that comes up is, who's watching the cameras? Any idea at nighttime posting new messages? Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe if I could get them at least gonna go with LED display, that might be something they actually should consider. Going in LED display. Like the Northwest Connecticut College has got animated LCD displays outside. All right, let's get some people on the panel. Because the panel's already open anyway. So let's get you on. Let's get these two guys on here. At least for a little bit anyway. See how many people show up. I'm not doing the phones. Let's see. OG panel. What does that mean? Yeah, it's open guest. Yeah, anyone can pretty much be on it. Just don't impersonate other people. That's the only thing I ask. I actually want to know what happens to the R and the O. I actually want to know what happens to the R and the O in the sign. Sorry, was one of those tarot readings supposed to be for me? Oh, you open the panel. I'm not doing phone calls on the morning show. No. We did the phone calls on the morning show and it totally messed up everything for Ernie's people and I know some of them are still watching it, but you know, it really sent a very negative view to them of what this channel was about. Like the tarot reading, when tarot reading said, the show is. And Sean Heyman, if you don't like the show, go elsewhere. You don't have to stay here. You don't have to stay here. You don't like it, go out, get out. Get out and play for an hour a day. Do something. Go fix your car. Go work on your truck. Whatever. Okay. I get it. I understand that, Stan. I get that. The only thing that's open right now is the panel, guys. That's it. Nothing else. Because I don't like the phone calls. I really don't. Have you given the name to your truck yet? Passion wagon. I don't know. Too many fucking emojis. Too many emojis. Take a break. Stop emojiing me to death. I just don't understand the logistic logistics of so many people here. Do you think you could show that video to, you mean, the end of YouTube Bending the Knee by Camelot 331 is the episode I'm talking about. By Camelot 331, Bending the Knee. He talks about the trolls and how they're organized. Right, I understand that. I figured that. Thank you, Kitty. I figured that. Well, I'm gonna get Tiger Kitty on here. I get it. I got it too. I just was kind of surprised. Yeah. By the way, my little teeth splint, for lack of a better name, is doing the job. That tooth is now much more firmly attached back in my mouth again. I'm gonna say maybe in a period of, say, about 2 more months of that, to be sure that the cementum gets a chance to rebuild, then we can finally take the teeth splint out, and then, but I might still leave it in there when I'm eating food that involves chewing and crunching, because when it is, this tooth here smashes into the tooth in the bottom. Now it just runs into the teeth guard, or teeth split, to protect the tooth from getting rattled around. So when you're eating, you could just put this little thingus in your mouth, and then when you're done, take it out. Has Butter confirmed the source of your Discord? Let's just say that was figured out already. We know originally where it came from. Unfortunately, I have not yet heard from Dimitri over at Cosplay Effects. But it's said that he'll be opening the shop around August 31st. So he's probably busy focusing on trying to get the shop repaired and buying any materials he needs to restart operations. We do not think that guy that was on there, Kiev FX, indeed is Dimitri. And I say that because me and the real Dimitri got into a conversation right after the battle started. He was very informed, talked to me about the history of the Ukraine and Russian people and how they were one time part of the system under the Soviet government. So that's just an interesting thought. Think about it. I didn't ask Butter to find out who put out the pictures. We know where the pictures came from. We know they came from Rachel. She apologized to me about that, and I said that's fine. We know that somebody still has some access to some archive somewhere. We know all of that. As I said, I didn't ask him to look into where the pictures came from. We know where the pictures came from. An 8-minute TV show, I think Brian K needs a little more length to it. It's a little short. Yeah, I know that. Okay, I'm just trying to say is, so where do I need to have to ask Botter to tell me where the pictures came from? No, I created the pictures 2019 in December. Okay? They were for Rachella. And then they ended up going up on the internet for other people. Not yet. It's in the shop where it's inspection. And some brakes. Road head makes my ice curl, so I need good brakes. So I told you it was right when you asked me, should I invest in good brakes instead? And I said yes, because it makes no sense to have a stereo system and never be able to listen to, except on the other side if your brakes fail. That's what I got from Mother God also. I don't know. Rachel did apologize to me for that. But I said, fine. But you're right. They may have gotten out beforehand, because I know she said she did offer them out on the wire. But that was some time ago. It was 2 years ago, guys. Absolutely. A new stereo head for your car isn't... Besides, I think that you're the kind of guy who could figure out a better deal than that. It's probably just got a regular Class D amplifier in it, and it probably is going to probably have issues about the kind of power supply in it and run the Class D amplifier MOSFETs. So, in other words, sure, you might be happy with it for a few days, but then after a while, something's going to give up on it, and something's going to break. Well, at that time, your brakes could have failed. You could have wrapped yourself around a pole, and it wouldn't matter anyway. I never actually released them. Well, that may be true. Then you should be able to create something that meets your needs. You know what you want. You know what kind of specifications you're looking for. A good quality Class AB push-pull amplifier would be the best way to go. With proper negative. Was it that? Yeah. Not biased, or what they call it. Feedback, negative feedback to provide high fidelity sound. But then, how many watts per channel is also important to see, because you're talking about a car that may or may not be well insulated for sound. So, how loud do you want it? I mean, how much power are you going to be pumping through those speakers? It's going to be matter. What's the SPL on the speakers? I mean, is how many decibels per meter per 1 watt? In other words, how efficient are they? I mean, if you can get 100 plus speakers, that's great. Most car stereo speakers are about 80 to 90. So they're not quite as good. But most modern solid state amplifiers anyway are Class D, so that they have to throw tons of power at them. may have re-released them, but you originally released them. No, I originally released them to Rachella only. No, they weren't part of the medical documents in the documentary. I shot the pictures in December of 2019. The documentary came out a bit before that, around 2017, 2018. Okay. Besides, it's old news anyway. It's 2 years old news, guys. Come on, get with the program. It's 2022 now. Besides, there's another valid question, Skynet. What are you gonna do with a stereo head that has a camera built into it? I mean, can you use it to live stream to YouTube at the same time? I mean, that's a good question, because, I mean, why would you need a webcam built into a stereo head for your car? I mean, unless it has the ability to live stream to YouTube at the same time, which means you have to get a cell phone plan just so you can have your stereo head so it can live stream to YouTube and maybe even receive phone calls. Oh yeah, the backup camera. They said there was one was built into the front of the unit as well. So there may be two backup cameras. One that's built into the front of the face of the thing, so you could webcam everybody in the car. And yes, there was the backup camera option as well. Yes, I saw that. No, I don't. No, I did not. That's true. Backup cameras are nice. Yeah, cameras can keep cops honest. That's true. That's true, considering that they're wearing cameras themselves. In some cases, they can be useful because, like, for the local police officer that was here, when he was getting notes about what was going on with the phone, he didn't even have to write it down. His webcam, his body cam was shooting, so he just basically just let the camera record everything, and then he goes back and he transcribes what the camera shows to in his report, so he can fast forward, rewind it, and get the footage right the first time. So that spank material. I hear you say that there's a documentary about you. Yes, there is. I'll give you a link to it. It's right here. Documentary. Make sure I spell it right. Yep. Yep, there it is. It's on the producer's channel that did the video. We really need to update and do a sequel to that. Men are weird. Men are weird. That's all I'll say. I know they like hands on. Cock on. It seems like it's the only thing you guys ever talk about. Your show sucks. You're scared to turn on the phones. You know what? What you don't like it here? Why don't you go elsewhere? Why don't you go elsewhere? No problem. You should make a video where you go to. I haven't been there recently. No, we're not putting the phones on. John, take a break. Okay, just take a break. So now I believe that truck you bought was a minivan, right? It was kind of like a minivan truck. Because I don't think it was a standard pickup truck. This is a 4x4 Skynet. What kind of truck is it? I never saw a picture of it. This is a 4x4. I think it was a minivan. I don't know where that is. I have no idea where that is. Stan CT. I will be having a phone call show on Saturday night. I suppose I could easily do a 35th anniversary. Damn, it makes me feel old. Unless I guess I can say something to my graduation class. No, I became a YouTuber. I don't know what they're going to say about that. Oh, I suppose as far as Morsel Monk goes, if I can find out when they're open and ask them if they would like me to interview them. And explain that because where my camera is placed to show the street, they see their sign every day on YouTube that, we'd like to try to do a special on the store, what it carries. It's an outdoor sporting goods supply store. Let's see. So I don't see too many people from Ernie Shell's show here today. I see mostly my regulars. I wonder what happened with that. Let me guess. Noodles is sitting up there and farting up on his show, basically giving him a big fat story, hook, line, and sinker, yada, 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 not being very good. That's just the way Noodles is, I guess. He's just bored. Just a total bore. That's true. Many that do not donate friendships. including some of the new members from Ernie Shell's channel. There's 2 mods from his channel that have wrenches. And they haven't donated nothing except the time to come on the channel and say hello. Yes, I remember your name. That's what I was saying. What happened to the rest of the people? I thought you guys were going to come over. It was only you're the only one that came over as far as I can see. Mama didn't come. Savannah didn't come. What happened to the rest of the people? Beat him in family jewels instead. I think that'll be teaching him more of a lesson. Make him scream soprano for a few weeks. I like that one. You're gonna hit those high notes. Where? Not high enough. Right, it's not. Right. I don't know what days he's not live. See, I don't know. He does long shows too, like Noodles does. But I don't know. I'm trying. What am I supposed to do here? I mean, we all do morning shows at different times. So what time does Ernie do his shows? He's partly mighty much live every day, and sometimes most of the day there is no certain schedule. What if you did night shows? Ernie does night shows too, just like Snark said. He doesn't have a planned schedule like I do. He pretty much does a show when he feels up to it. By the way, I thought that the show I did there, the premiere came up pretty good for what it was. Which is, how many people actually watched the premiere? It wasn't a bad number for a premiere anyway. It was. We don't have any other numbers to compare it to. Yeah, I know we don't. So let's just take a look at the numbers here. How did the premiere do for July 4th? Yeah, how did we do? Well, let's see. We had 37 views 2 days ago. That was it. And then, of course, we're live right now. And, so we're doing pretty good right now. So the question is do premieres necessarily work? Well, let's put it this way. I think they do to some extent. I think that because I see a lot of tarot readers are using premieres also. And some of them are doing them live. Okay? So the premieres can be a very effective tool. Says Sweet Jessie, my money didn't tickle. Okay. They were fake friends, Michelle. What could you do is join his morning show. Then I know that When it's done, yes, but I don't have time to sit through 5+ hours of content. Because I keep my show on the average of less than 2 to 3 hours. And that way, if I need to edit it out, I can still use the YouTube editor to remove anything I have to remove. Because once your show goes over 4 hours, you have to basically download the video, edit it, delete the original one, upload the new video to replace one you just deleted. Stupid nail. Oh, yeah. Get a broken nail. And I don't mean the nice, the sort of broken edge off on the top. No, this is split. Oh, well. What is the filming girls they do? What is the filming girls? They don't even go here. They told her to wrench all those people. Yeah. Speaking of Andrew, do you think his short height and first of all, okay, Stan, hear me out. I don't have a problem with Andrew's knowledge. Remember, to me, it's what you got up here. How you handle things, think things through, analyze the subject is more sexy than what you got below the waistline. Okay? I enjoy mental sex. I enjoy intellectual pursuit of knowledge. That gets me all excited and makes me all dreamy when I can think of discovering new things, new passions, new histories, new sciences. That interests me. How you doing, Leah? Well, I mean, the thing is, I'll say for those of you who did not know, to watch the documentary as well. Okay? For those of you who never saw the documentary, there's the link right there for it. They'll help you to understand a little bit about me and my channel. Oh, yeah, you could get that from raw cookie dough. After all, it is mostly eggs, depending on the kind of cookie dough, sugar, flour, water. It's the eggs we're talking about particularly. So, they can come from both. Considering that the kind of worms we're talking about is like ringworms, tapeworms, other kinds of, infestations can happen in the flour, the sugar, the milk, if there's milk. Most cookie doughs don't use milk, and of course eggs can have parasites too. Raw Chips was a good video on how to get rid of tapeworms. Tape your butthole, kids. Tapeworm, unfortunately, is gross segments. As women or people who have had massive amounts of worms in their intestinal tract. Gastroenterologist has to go in and attempt to detach the worm as best they can, going in either from the top or from the bottom or both at the same time to remove the worms. And you have to go through, take a deworming compound. Yeah. It just happens. Have you ever seen a... No, I haven't. Can you go fishing with the worms? No, I don't think so. Because if meant to fish eat the stupid tapeworms, guess what? You're gonna be eating them. very at point. I'll gladly change the subject. Anyway, so welcome to the morning crew for Ernie's show. Thank you for coming. I was hoping you were going to come by yesterday, but I do admit yesterday's show was pretty depressing and pretty sad. I was really upset about what was going on with all the shootings on July 4th. I found it really depressing to hear all the horrible things about how humanity has become savages, and it made me really sad to realize that this is not the same America I was raised to believe in as a child. And no jokes about Ed either. Okay, so what's coming on the panel? First one of the day. It's Paul, or at least it seems to be Paul. Let's see if this is really Paul. If not, I'm just going to hang up the panel. Go ahead, Paul. What's up?
Fuck you, motherfucker!
Bye-bye. Okay, I said I wasn't going to keep the panel open if he started that kind of crap. So, Cassio says, I'm not a fan of Ernie and his people, but I saw you on his channel and I found you interesting. Well, thank you. I'm not sure exactly what his channel is. It sounds kind of like what my channel could be. Much larger than it is, with a lot of strange topics, if that makes any sense. Not really. Yeah. Alright. Where I really want to be more like the Oprah Winfrey of YouTube. But also a little bit of, Bill Nye the Science Guy, and combined with a little bit of BigClive.com. A little bit of everything. And he's got a lot of dedicated people over there. Yes, he does. Ed's sleeping right now, yep. He sleeps in the morning show. He doesn't come out in the morning show. But Winfrey is involved in... Okay, well, I did not know that. But the thing is that her content on her show when it was syndicated was pretty influential in my own upbringing. And same thing with Merv Griffin and Dinah Shore. Talk shows also had very much influence on how I do my show, because Dinah Shore, for example, was very much down to earth. She was a bit of a, she was originally, I believe she was a singer originally, but she had a very interesting style talk show, which I remember very much. And that kind of began to influence me into the media. The same thing with Merv Griffin Enterprises. His talk show was a little bit, I don't know. It wasn't really quite my style, but I do appreciate that a lot of people love Merv Griffin's show. And then when I grew up in high school, it was the Oprah Winfrey Show, and the Oprah Winfrey Show was one I watched the most of. Although I did watch a little bit of Sarah Jesse Raphael as well, where again both Oprah Winfrey and Sarah Jesse Raphael both were trying to maintain a calmer type of show that the audience could enjoy, just like Dinah Shore was doing. And so that was what I wanted to do. That was the kind of content I was aiming for. Have you ever seen the debate between Bill Nye and Ken Ham? Very interesting. I said, who's Ken Ham? See, I don't know who Ken Ham is. No, he's doing better now. He's walking better. Is a Christian creationist. He believes God created everything. Well, so does St. Thomas Aquinas. So does MicheleMarieDalene. Yeah. There had to be a first mover. Somebody had to create the matter. Somebody had to make the matter have mass. Somebody had to basically make the matter combine together. Somebody started something. I mean, after all, if you don't have matter, you don't have anything to work with, therefore you have nothing. Okay? And obviously it's not an accident. It was a clearly defined process here that made it happen. If he is walking, he can stop. Yeah, he is walking now. Ken Ham is a religious fanatic. I think the content you're aiming for is good and nothing like what Ernie is about. Maybe you can give me a little bit more information about Ernie and his content, because I don't know anything about his content. All I know is Butter told me that he wanted me to come on to Ernie's channel to talk about what was going on between me and Noodles, and that's all. I didn't really know anything about the guy at all. I came in there totally unprepared. And so, if you would like to talk a little bit about, give me a quick 411 of what is Ernie's content about. I'd appreciate it. Okay, true crime. Oh, I don't know anything about true crime. I don't know much about that. But yeah, that is another community, isn't that? Oh. Ernie was at Milton's yesterday, so I'm not sure what his plan is. Hi downstairs, Chris. Is he still mooching? Yeah, but with his permission, obviously. Oh, I'm supposed to know everybody on YouTube? Every single content creator? Like, it's not fair. There's millions of content creators on YouTube, if not more than that. Live police chase in Charlotte. This is the kind of show you can do occasionally. Michelle, or not true crime, so it's strange. I don't know about Melton. I don't know what exactly does he focus on, because I don't think I see him as true crime. What does Noodles focus on? He says his show is a comedy channel, but I don't know. Does Noodles, in essence, follow true crime? I mean, see, all this stuff, I don't know every single ins and outs of every single channel. You don't think you should support... I didn't say that. I do support them, so I'm trying to understand more of the backstory here. Ernie was a bounty hunter, and his content is mostly about general awareness to protect children from human trafficking, and then on the other side, he deals with anti-cyberbullying specifically on YouTube. Okay, well, the anti-bullying support is important. Okay, really, content creators really are getting their butts whipped by what's been going on YouTube with the cyberbullying. So, I mean, I think that counts for something. You know, that sounds like something I could certainly sink my teeth into, because I don't believe in cyberbullying is fair or healthy for anybody. Any content creator that has been subjugated to that will tell you it's hard on their spirit. God knows I've been broken a lot. But how does Noodles tie into this? Because I don't think Noodles is anti-cyberbullying. I know he's not into child trafficking. Noodles came to show because he was referred to Ernie's channel, and Ernie listened to him, and that news asked to help on the same day that Michelle also came up on the channel. What kind of help did Noodles want? I'm not going to badmouth creators here. That's a lot of... is that where Noodles pretended to become a bounty hunter? You have the right to your opinion. Stan says the scammer guy started the channel December 17th. Already has 67,000. Yeah. But how many of those subs were bought subs? I really don't know. If you already got a following and they know you got a new channel, they're going to follow you to the new channel. Snark says, I would put Ernie content in with true crime and all. Some people think that's because of this Summer Wells case, but he had limited involvement in that. Okay. Noodles has been claiming he's doing the swatting, so that's probably why he went there. Well, we have evidence that somebody's been doing the swatting. And we do have evidence that someone had been doing DDoS attacks. Because guess why? We're not getting any red disco ball OBS right now. We haven't had any all morning. And we're still going through Tunnel Bear. So that just proves my point. I've been putting in channel efforts to succeed. See, you're assuming, Stan, something that is very, very incorrect. I have my followers. My channel has just been slowly growing at a rate that's fairly reasonable for me. I mean, you say my channel doesn't have any growth. I would say it does grow. Oh. I would not put Ernie's content in with true crime at all. Some people think that because of his summers. Okay. Well, I made plenty of gas this morning. The air reverberated with loud explosions. That's a good one. How many miles to the fort you get? Probably about half a mile. Trust me, I already did this morning. Well, anyway, the thing is that yeah, well, that's probably not why they got ripped in the crotch, but whatever. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let all of you guys go. I'd like to try to get some more people in the morning show, because the morning show is much more successful for me than the night shows are. The night shows can be good, but they have problems. And with no World of Warcraft on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, it's 2 days of the week I don't have anything planned. Guess does it hurt your eyes and to read these comments and cause headaches? Sometimes, because of the cataract in my right eye, I can't read the comments with my right eye unless I'm like smack right down on top, and then I got halos and the cataract. But the other eye is clear, but I can read the context a little farther away, and so sometimes the two eyes fight each other. It's the closest thing that some people might understand, because I used to have contact lenses, so I can use this as an example. It's like when contact lens in, the other eye doesn't have the contact lens in yet. The world seems kind of weird as the two eyes fight, one which has a contact, one that doesn't. It's kind of the same way with a cataract. It's like the right eye wants to try to become the predominant eye, but you can't see crap through it, so you have to work everything with your left eye. So you got to keep consciously telling yourself, use the left eye to see, not the right eye, because you can't see crap out of the right eye anyway. So, but the can't see eye drops I use help to make the cataract less of an irritating thing for my right eye. I put the same eye drops in my left eye as well to prevent the formation of cataracts in my left eye. Snark says, it sounds like you're trying to keep a specific schedule of when you go live, but do you have anything specific on or contact in those times? No, really, the morning show is kind of like, you get up, we cover things that we see in the news or my observations of what I see what's going on in the world outside. And then we get into a conversation with the audience on the panels. We talk on the panels. And that usually lasts for about, the whole show is usually about 2.5 to 3 hours long. And then that's it, pretty much. The night show used to be phone calls. But unfortunately, the phone calls have gotten so abusive that I just said, screw it. My hearing loss is a real problem for the phone calls. If I'm not reading the closed captions, I am basically, you can tell when I'm watching a live show or panel because you see me like look over here like this, and you wonder why all you see is part of my face. That's me reading the comments. Whereas right now, for example, I'm looking more at you, the audience, as I just occasionally have my left eye wander over to the comments and see what's going on. There used to be some guests. Sorry to hear that. I wish that could be repaired for you. Well, they can't see. I mean, the ophthalmologists I've talked to have said to me is it's a nip and tuck situation because people who have lateral nystagmus and are registered blind have been known to get detached retinas from doing cataract surgery. In other words, you make the problem worse, then all of a sudden your retina is floating in the aqueous, the vitreous humor of the eye. And I got a camera, my iPhone camera lens is kind of broken the same way. If you ever look at this camera anymore, it's just like, well, what happened with, because the lens is just totally, the focusing mechanisms worked loose. And so it shakes, it floats around, focus can't do it anymore, and the rear camera on my iPhone 8. So the only lens I can use my iPhone 8 is the front lens facing me. So yeah, that's the reason why if that camera iPhone got messed up that bad, we come into a detached retina. I sure the hell don't want to have one in my real life, in my own eyes. I had a friend who had that her name was Leslie. She had a detached retina from a cataract surgery, and she's not even legally blind. She was fully sighted. Now she can't see crap out of that eye because it floats around in the vitreous humor, and she could not get it fixed. On UK's Boris Johnson being in. I don't know anything about the Boris Johnson situation. I think the people of the UK are probably getting tired of his actions as Prime Minister. I don't think they thought he was doing a good job for the people of the UK. Talking to a few people I've talked to about Boris Johnson, they did not think he was doing a good job as a Prime Minister at all. That one has content that might be similar to what you want to do. Yeah, I do want to play more of the games, and I'm looking forward to playing the new World of Warcraft Dragonflight pre-patch, because I want to play a Blood Elf Druid. I really want to be a Blood Elf Druid. I really do. There was a good song about Blood Elf Druids, written 11 years ago by a lady by the name of Laura, I think Daligan or something, Asian. Well, she's really talked about the Druid, how she wants to be a Blood Elf Druid. It's on my Discord. You can check it out there. It's I'm really excited about the fact that Blizzard said that they want to make all the classes playable for all races. And as a Blood Elf aficionado fan, in fact, the Blood Elf community is where my next life is to go to the real Blood Elf world, the real Silvermoon, and experience firsthand the real when I pass on. I'm looking forward to this. I think it's going to be a new experience for me. Because Earth is, Earth kind of sucks. All right, I've been here this is my 34th time. I don't want to come back a 35th. I've already said this straight out to Mother God nicely. I said, I don't want to come back here for time 35. This is enough. And Lemmy agreed with me. She said the same thing. Let's go somewhere different. Because we don't have a reason to come back for 34th and 35th. Because let me see, this is her 33rd life. This is my 34th life. Okay, so I've had glaucoma and have been surgery in both of my eyes because of it. Okay. I'm wondering if a guest panelist with you up there would be beneficial and they could actually read some of the comments. We have done that with Tiger Kitty. During the gameplay, Tiger Kitty would read the comments while I was focusing on the game. We have done that. That does work. Stan says, Cassie, I also have glaucoma. Same with the daily eye drops and twice a year specialist exams. Yeah, I don't know much about glaucoma at all. I know what it is. I have lateral nystagmus. I have severe myopia. I have a cataract in my right eye. I'm going to say had, because I don't think I still have it anymore because the eye drops are keeping it at bay. I had the beginnings of cataract in my left eye, which does not seem to be the case anymore because the left eye is clear now. Okay? So, yeah. I don't have an eye exam, but I got a regular doctor's appointment on the 11th with my new doctor of community health and wellness. I have to figure out who's going to pay for an eye appointment because Medicare will pay for the eye exam, but it won't pay for eyeglasses. I don't get why that is, but Medicare does not pay for eyeglasses, or they'll pay for the eye exam. So maybe the medical team could work with the case management team. They have case management team also, and see if they can help me to work through some of the loops and hoops to see if we can get the help I need for the things that we've mentioned on the show a lot of times, like like my cataracts, my knee issue, my other things. Exactly, I know that. Oh, I know about that. I am well aware of that. Well, it's 12:37, and it's almost time to get ready to wrap it up. Do a live stream from the town green, talk to some of the vegans. Most don't want to be on camera. I think most of them, the few I've talked to, they don't want to be on camera. Rusty was here earlier. I think he went outside now. The door's home to the porch, so he's outside, inside, upside down. Okay, National Fried Chicken Day. So anyway, the point is, guys, is what I'd like to ask all of you to do, especially the new people, is we'd like to get some new people to come to the channel and check it out. We'd love to see more people come in. Maybe we can have guests, like Stan suggesting, but live ones. And try to cover more uplifting news and stories. I think that would be fun. I would go up, but I can. Oh, yes, you can. If I make sure you share the comments. Well, I gotta get ready to freshen up. So, I want to do is just say is I want to see you guys tomorrow morning. Oh, tomorrow morning, Krista and I will be here. I don't know if we're gonna have any. We're gonna probably be outdoors on the porch on the computer, and so that's what we'll do tomorrow. And then I got my hearing, and then I got my hair appointment on Friday. Snack says, well, if you would have someone reading the comments, you would have to interact with them. You would not want to be playing a game and doing something while that's happening. It would be very difficult to do that, because the fact of the matter is, especially something like driving American Truck Simulator, which I don't even have a steering wheel. I have to use the Xbox controller, and it's bad enough that I'm trying not to weave all over the road because the controller doesn't give me the kind of precision a steering wheel gives. And then, come up tomorrow, guys. Yeah, come up tomorrow, Mojo. I don't know if there's gonna be a panel tomorrow, because, like I said, if there is, me and Krista would have to figure out how she can listen to the panel and not all of a sudden create a bit of a loop problem where there's a bit of an echo effect. Yeah, that would be a good thing to avoid. Don't want echo effect. Right. But besides, it would be a good day to show outside tomorrow anyway. That's true. Alright, guys. Thank you all for coming. I'll see you tomorrow with Krista. We'll see what happens. Okay? Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. This is like a 16-inch grinder. Hope you're hungry, because you're going to be eating a lot of it. No. I don't need them. Why would I want to have to put money
into... I know you don't need it. Well, because you might want a big whopper.
These are the real deal, baby. These are real.
But you wouldn't want, you've seen Rosie. I mean, they're massive.
I know. I know. But then again, we also see, like, other people that got those things. What happens is after you get to be a certain age, everything sags. And of course, we have the tools of trade, the affane, the calendar, the clapper. Let's call the spirits back real quick.
Gauntlet 1. Versus. Fight.
That's how we take care of those pests.
Ow! Oh, that's gonna hurt. Alright. And thank you very much for watching. Stay out of trouble, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning, normal time. Yep. Okay.